Hey friends, welcome to another episode of the Vinyl Survivor. I'm Wes, and let's go ahead and get into it. As usual, 5 albums up on the chopping block. So the first album we have here is from Larry Fast, otherwise known as Synergy. This is Electronic Realizations for Rock Orchestra. Larry Fast was a synthesizer musician. Did a lot of really interesting synthesizer work in the late 70s, early 80s. Really groundbreaking stuff, in my opinion. And this is the debut album of the project that he titled Synergy. On Passport Records, released in 1975. Passport Records, yellow label. You get Sterling in the Dead Wax on this one. I think the first pressings of these are in clear vinyl. This one is not. But this is very prog synthy kind of music. If you're into prog music and you want to sort of dive more into the electronic side of things and get more familiar with electronic music, then this will be right up your alley. You will have no trouble enjoying this, I would imagine. Very cool sounds. Just amazing stuff that you kind of wonder what's real and what's not. You know, something that may sound like a guitar is not, and vice versa. So really cool early electronic music. Highly recommend this if you're into prog or electronic stuff, or if you just like interesting instrumental music. This is definitely really will take you on a journey. And this was a recent Discogs purchase. It was $8. It was actually what I paid for it. There's another album from the same seller I wanted, and this was on my wish list, so I went ahead and added it in to sort of break up the shipping a bit. Alright, next up is the fourth album from the band Wang Chung. This is Mosaic. Features probably their biggest hit, Everybody Have Fun Tonight. Everybody Wang Chung Tonight. But yeah, just a really good 80s synth pop album all the way through. I really enjoyed this. It's another one where the final track, it's a great track. It's called The World in Which We Live. Great track, great message, and I love great ending tracks, and this album definitely has one, and it's a really good album. There is a picture of the band on the inner sleeve, and some lyrics. And we got SRC and the Dead Wax. That's Specialty Records Corp pressing this is on Geffen Records. Traditional black label Geffen there. Definitely some really interesting tracks on here. If you're the type of person that's into lyrics, there's definitely some interesting things going on with the lyrics. You know, you wouldn't think that listening to Everybody Have Fun Tonight, but really cool album. I'm really glad I actually got to hear the rest of this. You know, up until this point, I'd only heard that one song basically, because it was what was on the radio, and we didn't really have albums growing up. So this was a cool listen, definitely going in the collection. Really appreciated it. Alright, next up is an album I recently mentioned that I was having trouble finding, and then Pop Market had a sale on it a few days after I said that. So this is Michael Jackson's Bad. This is the 25th anniversary edition. It was released last year, I believe. But yeah, Michael Jackson's Bad. The first disc is the actual Bad album with one of the tracks was originally deleted from the vinyl version of the album, and they put it back on here. So I think it was Leave Me Alone was deleted from the original vinyl pressing, but it's on this version. And then this is actually a 3-disc set. So on disc 2 and 3 they have some sort of outtakes, remixes, some songs that were originally recorded around this time that didn't make the album. Really interesting stuff. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing amazing, nothing that would make you think, oh, this should have been on the album. But a cool listen, a cool find. This was not expensive. I think it was $23, $24. That triple gatefold here, but really nice packaging. I love the foil and everything on this, and it's cool to have this on vinyl in my collection. Sounds good to me. So yeah, it's Michael Jackson Bad 25th Anniversary Edition going in the collection. Alright, next up we have what is probably my favorite album of 2010, which I did not have on vinyl until now. What's this? Arcade Fire's The Suburbs. And actually, I think it won Album of the Year that year. Really cool. This is their third album. I think everybody's probably familiar with Arcade Fire and what they sound like, and this album in general of what it sounds like. Some handwritten lyrics on each side. This is a 2 LP set. Sterling and the Dead Wax. Yeah, sort of custom labels on all sides of this. I was kind of disappointed in the vinyl version of this album. To be honest, it really doesn't sound any better than the CD. I was really disappointed with their first album, Funeral. The vinyl really does sound better than the CD. But the vinyl version of this album, it sounds really compressed to me, and just didn't have that wide open sort of range that we all love about vinyl. So yeah, a little bit of a letdown. This wasn't expensive though. It was, I think it was less than $20. But I'm glad to have it just as sort of a collector's item, and some, you know, full size, properly sized album art and everything. Cool to have, but like I said, sound quality wise, this is no better than the CD, unfortunately, which is disappointing because I was hoping for a really even a more improved experience over the CD. And I kind of knew that was a possibility going in. I've read some things about the vinyl version of this, that it maybe has a little less compression than the CD, but it's still pretty compressed, and yeah, that's pretty much what I got from it to my ears. But an amazing album. It would be cool if maybe there was something they could do about that. I don't know. Maybe it was just the way it was recorded. Maybe there'll never be a really truly wide range version of this album. So yeah, it's Arcade Fire's The Suburbs 2010 in the collection. And the last thing we have to talk about for today is a live album from Kansas. Double album. This is called 2 for the Show. LP set. Kansas doing pretty much all their greatest songs. You got Dust in the Wind, Point of No Return, Leftoverture, Journey from Marylebone, Carry On My Wayward Son, Point of No Return, Song for America, Born on Wings of Steel. This is definitely, if you're into if you like Kansas, I won't say if you like prog rock, because I know a lot of people that like prog rock who despise Kansas, but I'm a big fan of, I'm not a big fan. I'm a fan of Kansas, and I really enjoy their music, and this is definitely a must-have. Really great sounding recording, really nice and wide open, and sounds like you're there. Neat inner sleeves here with some notes, and then some actual photos from the concerts. Show the second one here. Inner sleeves, and Kansas is on Krishner Records. So they have their custom label, and once again, Sterling and the Dead Wax. Seems to be a common theme with these past few episodes. Pretty much everything is from Sterling. But yeah, that's Kansas's 2 for the Show. This one is in the collection as well, so all 5 albums made it this time. Definitely some really nice additions to the collection. thank you for watching, and stay tuned. Lots more to come, and we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.